What is an RICP and should you get one? Hi, I'm Doug Ray, founder and president of the Wealth Guardians and the Ray Financial Group.
And I'm Brice Payne, and you've entered The Vault, the Wealth Guardians video series on all things pertaining to retirement planning. In this episode, we're going to discuss all things RICP, what the designation stands for, what the educational requirements are for the designation, where do you get the course, how do you go about studying, and is there test taking involved, and should all advisors who specialize in retirement planning get one, and do you really get a good education out of the course? You'll notice these like and subscribe buttons down below there. If you want to go ahead and click on those, you'll be sure to catch all future episodes of The Vault with Doug, Garrett, and myself. Okay, Doug, let's go ahead and get started on this. I'll start off by saying that you and I are certified as retirement income certified professionals. Ooh, I just gave away the title on that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you did.
I'm taking away your thunder.
That's all right.
Go ahead and talk to us about what RICP is. What does it stand for?
Yeah, the Retirement Income Certified Professional Designation. That is a designation that you earn from the American College, and it is a deep dive on everything related to retirement planning. You get into Social Security filings, you get into Medicare planning, you even touch on Medicaid a little bit, but also how to put portfolios together that have long-lasting income streams. We're talking about also building and holistic planning, using long-term care, insurance, annuities, all of that stuff. Anything that's retirement planning oriented, that's what the RICP does.
Stands for and does. Okay. What are the educational requirements for the designation?
So at the American College, first off, you have to have a bachelor's degree in something. It doesn't matter what. But to get the designation RICP, it's based on 3 different modules. And the way you do the modules, it's on your own time.
Right.
It's online on the internet. The way I did it was I would, view a couple modules between appointments. And then once you finish the module, there are practice tests you take.
Yes, there are.
And then when you finish the practice test, you actually have to go to a testing center,
right, and
take the test to pass it.
Right. It's like a 75% pass or fail. Right. Yep. Okay. Where's the course offered?
So it's the American College. It's up in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
Right.
They give you some background on the American College. It is pretty much a college based on financial preparation for financial professionals. It was started in 1928, I think it was. And the first designation they had was a Chartered Life Underwriter, which is basically an insurance industry designation. Mm-hmm. It's everything insurance related. They came out later on with some other courses over time. Today, they have multiple different designations, including the Chartered Financial Consultant, which is equivalent of a CFP.
Which
I've got that too.
Yeah, there you go. So you got that as well.
They've got other designations, philanthropy designations. You can even get a Bachelor of Science in Financial Planning, a Master of Science in Financial Planning, and a doctorate from them in financial planning.
So there's no stopping what one's education might want to be there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different advisors out there, and many of them specialize in one niche or another. Let's take a look at the advisors who say they specialize or do specialize in retirement planning. If that's who you're going to, would you want to seek out somebody who has the RICP designation? Or how important is it?
I would think so, because to me, when I studied the RICP, I learned so much. And I've been in the business for over 20 years at that point in time. And, I'm a big believer in continuing your education in this business. So if you're going to be a master of your craft, you're always having to further your education. And that, if nothing else, if you seek an advisor that has advanced credentials like this, that just means they're trying to master their craft, and that's all good for you. In fact, here's something interesting. The Securities and Exchange Commission will only allow you to put credentials on your business card if it has academic rigor.
Right.
I remember some designations years ago, you'd go to a Saturday course and a half-day Sunday course, and there was no test involved.
Right.
You got some kind of credential.
Right. Yeah. If you're FINRA licensed advisor, they're very limited on what designations you and I hold a couple of designations that we're not allowed to put on our cards because once you have that Series 66 or 63, all of a sudden you fall under the rules of FINRA. Yeah. All right. So that's a lot of good information. I'll say too that I'd been in the field for 8 years or so in the retirement planning field for that long before I took my RICP when I came here to the Wealth Guardians. And I thought, I've been in this field for a long time. This shouldn't be that hard to go through this. Yeah. It was actually a pretty brutal test. I think 50% of what I know now in the field, I think I learned through the RICP designation certification. That was pretty rough. This is going to be an easy question. It's almost rhetorical. Do you feel that the education that you get from the course is worthwhile?
Oh, 100%. Like I said, I learned so much going through that course, especially in Social Security and Medicare, And we do workshops now for Social Security and have been doing them, ever since I took that RICP course from the American College. So very, very much enjoyed the coursework.
Yeah, it's good to get done with it and realize that now you're better versed to help clients work through their retirement planning. All right, anything else you want to add about the certification?
Like most certifications, they do require continuing education. So it's not, you just don't put the designation on your business card and forget about it.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, that's going to cover it for this episode of The Vault, all around retirement income certified professionals and the designation. Again, I'll bring your attention to these like and subscribe buttons that are always hanging out down below the screen there. If you click on those, you're going to be sure to catch future episodes of The Vault with Doug Garrett and myself. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm Brice Payne.
I'm Doug Ray.
And this has been The Vault.